Hi, and welcome to the next episode of Belly to Belly. And today we're going to talk about preparing for SelectUSA, and we're joined by Stephen Cheung from the LA Economic Development Corporation. So welcome, Stephen.
Thank you so much for having me, Bill.
It's wonderful to have you. And so, LA EDC does so much great work to help drive the Los Angeles economy. You have a particular effort to help international companies coming into the LA region. Can you talk through some of the services that you offer to companies coming into the US and particularly LA?
Sure. When people look at Los Angeles, sometimes they're overwhelmed by our size, especially international companies, that when they think of Los Angeles, they usually think of Hollywood, traffic, and Hollywood. And what they don't realize is that we're home to about 10.2 million people just in LA County alone, and there are 88 different cities within Los Angeles County. Most folks, when they think of Los Angeles, they think of one city, Los Angeles City, which is a great city of 4 million people, but they already know about other great cities like Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, Pasadena. Combined together, you have 10.2 million consumers located in one single location. And our industries are so diverse. We're really the international trade center when it comes to trade and logistics, because we have the Port of Los Angeles and the Port of Long Beach, the #1 and #2 container ports in North America. We have a huge aerospace and defense sector, bioscience sectors, clean tech sector, all these other sectors that folks don't know about. That's our job with LADC. We help them understand the markets that they can go into and also the complexities between all the various jurisdictions and the municipalities. So between the World Trade Center Los Angeles as well as the LADC, which, by the way, the World Trade Center is a component of LADC, we're the international trade arm of LADC. Combined together, we provide the education information that's necessary for these international companies to understand how to do business in Los Angeles, and we connect them to our partners. So in short, our motto is very simple. We attract, we educate, and we connect. We attract the types of companies we want to bring to LA, we help them understand Los Angeles, and then we connect them with the right partners so that they can be successful in entering the markets.
Oh, that's brilliant. What a great summary. And thinking about the companies that are listening to our podcast, they're really interested in understanding the U.S. and sort of so many, as you know, think of San Francisco and they think, Silicon Valley and they think of New York. And so giving them exposure to, all the other great regions of the country. And certainly LA is just a massive opportunity with such a great intermodal port and all the wonderful high-tech industries that are there. SelectUSA, LAEDC has been participating in for years. Again, thinking of our audience, what is it that you particularly find attractive about SelectUSA in terms of connecting with companies?
Well, it's a great location, a great forum for us to be able to meet international participants from all over the world, not just the companies, but also their government representatives as well. At the same time, it becomes a great forum for us to meet other EDOs around the nation to see how we can best learn from each other. There are a lot of synergies that are there that sometimes, because of our geographical location, we're not able to connect as closely. And sometimes we see that we're aligned. For example, we actually work very closely with our friends over in San Francisco and San Diego, but usually we don't really get a chance to work with our Californian partners except at SelectUSA. So this is both an opportunity for us to work domestically as well as internationally to make sure that we're connecting with the right partners to plan out our strategies and our work for the next few years.
Oh, that's really cool. And thinking about SelectUSA, one of the features that many companies may not know about are the SpinOff events. And you're hosting a SpinOff event. Do you want to give us some highlights as to kind of when your SpinOff event is and what some of the features and who should be coming to your SpinOff event?
Sure. We've actually been doing the SpinOff events for many, many years now, and it's in partnership with SelectUSA. And what we want to do at the beginning when we first created this SpinOff events about 7 years ago is to really highlight the importance of attending SelectUSA. And we saw that a lot of our partners that are coming into the United States to go to SelectUSA will have to transfer planes anyways, and most of them are actually doing it at LA. So why not create a separate event that is free actually to all international visitors coming to Los Angeles, so that becomes an additional incentive for them to go to SelectUSA. So we work with the SelectUSA's team as well as the Department of Commerce to ensure that we attract the right types of companies that are wanting to learn about the Los Angeles market. And our Select LA Investment Summit this year is going to be on June 22nd and June 23rd. June 22nd is really just a welcome reception party. I think a lot of folks who are coming to Los Angeles, they really want to see Los Angeles. So what we usually do is give them the best of Los Angeles. Over the past few years, we've had our welcome reception at various Hollywood studios in the back lot. So they're actually on the movie set. So we've done it at Warner Brothers, Universal Studios, and you name it, we just basically kind of rotate. But more and more so, we're trying to basically align it with some of the business opportunities that are available. So last year, we actually held our welcome reception at the historic Rose Bowl because our focus last year was on sports entertainment. So it would be great for them to see one of the highlights of where the sports entertainment center would be, and look at some of the investment opportunities are available at the stadiums themselves. So what we do the next day after the welcome reception is a full day long summit that includes speeches from our elected officials to talk about government policies in terms of how they can basically work with the international community. And then after that, we break out into various sessions, really giving the nitty gritty in terms of how do you do business in Los Angeles? What are the sectors? What are the trends? What are the information they need to know about? This year in particular, we're focused on sustainability, because I think our international community understands that investment into Los Angeles and California is important for them, because we have been leading the effort in terms of sustainability when it comes to clean technology and clean tech investments. So our focus this year will have various tracks, including a track on hydrogen and the entire network that's going to be built upon that. Also on electric vehicle, the entire ecosystem that's surrounding not only the manufacturing of electric vehicle, but what about charging? What about fast charging? What about the adapters that are necessary? We're also going to be focused on circular economy. How do we make sure that we don't have any waste coming out of the entire economic development system? And then finally, we have infrastructure. What infrastructure do you need to build in order for you to basically be sustainable? What kind of major investments coming from the federal government and the state government that's going to support this? All of this combined together will give people a very good sense of how to do business in Los Angeles and what are the opportunities. And we're going to close it all off with a panel with our local consulates. Many people don't know, but Los Angeles is home to the world's third largest consulate corps. And so we have over 100 countries represented in Los Angeles, and we're going to bring a couple of the consul generals and their teams to really talk about their position here in Los Angeles and what they're seeing from their international markets. Countries like Japan, the UK, and Canada will be participating, and their consul generals will be speaking on behalf of their country in terms of the sustainability. How do we actually coordinate with each other and work with each other? So jam-packed event, and once we're done, we all go to SelectUSA together so that we can now learn about the rest of the United States as well.
Wow, that's a really action-packed program. That sounds fantastic. So a last question here, and that's around thinking of the companies that will be at SelectUSA this year. Some have been to the U.S. They already have some operations going. Others, this will be their first trip to the U.S. And particularly to SelectUSA. As a seasoned veteran of this event, how would you suggest a company get the most out of the opportunity?
They have to do their homework. It's a large conference, it's a large summit. There's a lot of partners that are available. However, if you're just going into it without knowing who you're going to meet, it can be easily distracted, and you might not be able to meet with the right partners. So it's important for you to do your homework ahead of time. What we've seen, some of the most successful companies, international companies that are coming in, have contacted WTC Los Angeles and LADC way before to let us know that they're going to be there, they're interested in meeting with us, and they have specific questions for us so that we're ready to answer those specific questions, whether it's about governmental regulation, whether it's about the market, so that when they're coming, they can get the answers that they need. Otherwise, sometimes they are asking the questions on the spot to certain participants. But if their questions can be a lot more complex, it takes time for research to happen as well. So it can save them time and save them the ability to actually meet more people, because if they're very focused on what they need to do and they do their homework ahead of time, that would be the best advice I can give.
I love it. So number one, do your homework, have a plan, have some pre-contact so that you're enabling whoever you're looking to partner with to be prepared, so that your meetings are really second level meetings at SelectUSA as opposed to introductory and preliminary.
That's correct. And then finally, I would say, a lot of these business transactions is really about human to human interaction, which we've been missing quite a lot over the last 2 years. And so sometimes what I've seen being very successful is even after SelectUSA, some of the EDOs and their partners and the businesses there actually stay for an extra day. So it will be a great chance for them to have lunch the following day or have dinner, just to basically get to know each other. Because when it comes to business opportunities, there's nothing that is more valuable than to human-human interaction and making those connections directly.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that face-to-face trumps everything for sure. So that makes tons of sense. That's really, really great advice, Stephen. I think it's spot on. It's wonderful that you took the time today. Is there anything else you'd like to add at all in terms of whether it's your services or a last message about SelectUSA?
Well, I think between SelectUSA, Select LA, and all the spin-off events, I think the U.S. economy is open for international business, and we have always been, and we've been eagerly anticipating the return of international trade and a lot more FDI into our region. So we hope that our international audience that's listening and watching this will come meet us and come see us, and we look forward to welcoming them to Los Angeles for Select LA on June 22nd to June 23rd, where we can show off the best of Los Angeles. And again, some of the industries that I highlighted is just a sample of it. There's so many more industries that would fit that category. And with our big population, and one of the things that we always celebrate is that I think right now folks are talking about inclusivity and diversity and how they embrace it. LA, we don't only embrace it, we are diversity in incarnate, right? And to have for example, an Asian immigrant that's born in Hong Kong to be able to represent the World Trade Center Los Angeles and EDC on an international and global stage, that's who we are as Los Angeles. So we look forward to welcoming everybody to Los Angeles and to SelectUSA, to meeting you there in DC.
Fantastic. Well said, Stephen. Well, great. This has been fantastic. We'll make sure to put your contact info and your organization's info in the description, and certainly to our audience, like and subscribe so you stay in touch with all the great content. But thank you, Stephen, and thank you from our audience as well. This is great information.
Thank you, Bill.